every year, right? The top 5, top 10, it changes, right? From year to year, right? Not hopefully people don't make drastic changes, right? But it does definitely change from year to year. So we're each gonna give y'all our top 10. All right. But Rell, you're gonna be up first. Go ahead and give me your top 10 quarterbacks right now following the 2025 NFL season.
Starting from 10, I'm going with Sam Darnold. Shout out Sam Darnold, Super Bowl winning quarterback. Believe it or not, he outdueled every quarterback he played in the playoffs. So he played against some pretty good quarterbacks. So shout out Sam Darnold at number 10. Moving on to number 9, we're going with Jordan Love, really good quarterback. Check out his last 3 years if you think I'm lying. Every year he's been starting, he's been elite. Then we're going to Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is still a good quarterback. He's been in MVP talks multiple times. He's the reason his team is good every year. Then going on to Justin Herbert, just one of the most elite quarterbacks in the league, most talented quarterbacks to make any single throw in the league. And then going on to Matthew Stafford. He finishes right outside my top 5. Elite quarterback, just coming off an MVP. Hey, Matthew Stafford still going Matthew Stafford. Make every single throw in the book, sidearm, nastiest sidearm of all time. Then moving on to Jalen Hurts at number 5, Mr. Super Bowl MVP. Mr. would have had an MVP if he would have played the whole season 2 years ago. Really, really good quarterback. Could run the ball, throw the ball. Shout out to him. Then moving on to number 4, I'm going with Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP, elite player, just one of the best regular season players of all time. Just one of the most dynamic players we ever seen in the NFL. So he comes in at number 4. Then coming into my number 3 spot, Patrick Mahomes. We haven't seen you be the player that we know you to be the past couple of years, but you're still coming at 3 because you still have one of the most talented arms we've ever seen. And some people are already calling you the GOAT, and you're only 27 years old. So shout out to you, and just come back better, so I can put you back at number 1. And moving on to number 2, Joe Burrow, Mr. Shiesty man, the guy who could do anything with his team. Hey, Shiesty's really, really good, bro. I don't even got to say too much on Shiesty. Shiesty him. And moving on to number 1, the best player in the whole NFL, the only guy that could bring the Buffalo Bills to the playoffs consistently, Josh Allen. And I don't even got to say too much on Josh Allen. He's just him. Running the ball, throwing the ball, everything. He's just the best in the league right now. So shout out Josh Allen.
Okay. Okay. That was shocking. That was shocking. Jared, go ahead and give me your top 10 quarterbacks as of right now following the 2025 NFL season.
All right. So following the 2025 NFL season, starting number 10, I'm gonna go Dak Prescott. Dak, he's a good quarterback. We all admit he's a good quarterback. Playoff time comes around, maybe not so as much, but in the regular season he puts up the stats that some other quarterbacks can't. And we saw this year when he had the weapons that he had a tremendous season. If they had a better defense, they would be in the playoffs. It's that simple. Like, the offense is really, really good, and he's a part of that. At number 9, I have Caleb Williams. He is a generational talent. Like we said, like he is what they said he was going to be coming out of college. Like, that Patrick Mahomes comparison, that is him, and he's proven that. And he proved that in the playoff run that he went on. Like, a lot of people aren't even talking about it anymore, but he's made crazy plays throughout that playoff. So I know that he's going to definitely jump up this list after next season. Coming at number 8, I have Drake May. We have to give him his props. The kid finished second in the MVP race.
I appreciate it.
His team second MVP race. His team was in the Super Bowl. Like, the defense might have been a big part of that, but he still had to do his part as well. So we have to give him credit for that. At number 7, I'm gonna go Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's a top 10 QB. And that's all I have to say. And all the QBs behind him, none of those guys have a Super Bowl ring. Either you don't have a Super Bowl ring. Here, for you to be above Sam Darnold, you either have a Super Bowl ring or you've just proven time and time again that you are just that much of a great talent. So Sam Darnold is at number 7 because all the other guys ahead of him, like number 6, is Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl MVP. Like Rell said, he would have been MVP 2 years ago had he not gotten hurt. But he's a very, very talented QB. He gets disrespected sometimes when he shouldn't. But he's my number 6. And number 5, I have Joe Burrow. He's Joe Burrow. Like, He's a very, very talented guy when he's healthy, when he's on the field. And I think that if he can stay healthy, then, his teams would be in the playoffs. He would have a chance. At number 4, I'm going to go with the MVP, Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is he's starting to, as he continues with this longevity thing and keeps putting up the stats he's putting up, and he's actually playing better now than he was before earlier in his career. He's starting to jump up the ranks of the all-time QB list, not necessarily getting close to the top 5 or anything, but he's jumping up the ranks, hawking down the other quarterbacks. If he would have won a Super Bowl this year, we would have had to have some conversations about where he is in terms of the all-time QB list. He's the oldest player to win the MVP award. We have to give him his credit. Number 3, I have Lamar Jackson. He's Lamar Jackson. He's an MVP player. We know this, 2 times MVP. He's great in the regular season. Playoffs, he has some struggles, but we still have to give him his credit where his credit is due. And number 2, I have Josh Allen. Not much needs to be said here. It's Josh Allen. He's might be the most complete quarterback in the league. He can run just as good as Lamar Jackson, and he can throw just as good as Patrick Mahomes. He does both of what those guys do on their level. And then number 1, I have Patrick Mahomes. Until somebody proves that they are the best QB in the league and can go and get the job done, he will be my number 1 QB. Because, yes, we can say his stats don't look the same. He's still Patrick Mahomes at the end of the day. He's still making crazy plays. He's still doing what he can do. And mind you, I think that he's going to prove even more this year why he is the number 1 quarterback. He gets his old offensive coordinator back. That's something we haven't mentioned, and something that I actually wanted to mention whenever you talked about the 49ers and the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl. This guy has his OC back when he was putting up his MVP numbers. Y'all don't remember that Matt Nagy became the offensive coordinator over the past 2-3 seasons whenever Mahomes wasn't putting up those stats. Now he has Eric Bieniemy back, and then so he's going to prove why he is the number 1 quarterback in the league, especially if he comes back healthy for week 1.
All right, so I'm gonna get my top 10, and I'm gonna talk to y'all about a couple of things that y'all top 10 that I want to address. All right. So for my top 10, starting number 10, I'm going to put Drake May there. We talk about these young quarterbacks and how we want to see more, right? I understand that 100%. But as I said on the last episode, we've talked about CJ Stroud and Jaden Daniels after the first year being top 10 adjacent, at least close to top 10 after their first years, right? His first year smashes their first year. His first year, he was second team All-Pro. His first year, he was MVP finalist. His first year, he went to the Super Bowl. They didn't do any of that in their first year. So if they're close to the top 10 or in the top 10 after their first years, why can't Drake be top 10? That's why I'm kind of shocked Rell don't have Drake in the top 10, because you was ready to put Jaden Daniels dang near top 5 after the first year, right? But that's neither here nor there. All right, next up we have Sam Darnold at number 9. Okay, Sam Darnold to me, he got the job done. I am a QB wins guy. I value Super Bowl wins. I don't know where this fantasy came from that quarterbacks have to single-handedly drag their team to the Super Bowl and win it on their back. Name the last quarterback that did that. It's never happened. If you look at all the Super Bowl champions over the past couple years, they've all had good other good units on the team. Those years Mahomes win, does his defense not top 10 in scoring? His defense is always top 10 scoring defense. He needs a defense to be able to win games, guys. He's had Andy Reid by his side. He had Travis Kelce. We cannot sit here and act like quarterbacks are just dragging their teams to Super Bowls. Russell Wilson had the Legion of Boom. Peyton Manning, had the no-fly zone. Everybody has. Tom Brady had Bill Belichick and a great defense and Rob Gronkowski. Everybody needs help. So this whole notion that you got to drag a team to the Super Bowl on your back with no help, it's never happened before. So I don't know why we're not giving Sam Darnold credit for doing what he was supposed to do. All right, next up, I'm putting Brock Purdy in my top 10. I've seen enough from Brock Purdy to say that he is a top 10 quarterback in this league. I was one of the first ones to actually kind of give him credit, because there was this notion that he's just another Jimmy G. No, he's better than Jimmy G. I've seen him get to the Super Bowl, and this year he had a really good year. He was hurt for majority of it. And then last year he also had a good year. So people going to bring it up. Brock Purdy has the Avengers. Well, guess what? This year, with guys in out the lineup, he still looked good. Even he was in out the lineup, right? So I like Purdy. Then we're going to go with Dak Prescott. All right. At number 6. No, sorry, number 7. Yeah, 10, 9, 8, 7. Yeah. Dak Prescott, number 7. Dak Prescott has some amazing regular seasons, right? The problem is the playoffs. I think he's a good quarterback. I just don't trust him when it comes to the postseason. All right. Then number 6 is Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is no longer a top 5 quarterback in my eyes. I'm sorry. We cannot just keep saying what he did a couple years ago. I'm tired of that. What have you done for me lately? Cool. He had a great year last year, but he missed the playoffs. I'm sorry. I understand, but we can't. And then the argument gonna be, well, he had no defense, and his O line sucks, and this and that. Why are we making so many excuses for Joe Burrow? But then guys that do have a good defense, guys that do have a good offensive line, we punish them for it. So it's either be Joe Burrow, be great, and don't win games, or be a Jalen Hurts, win games with a good team and you don't get credit. Like I don't understand why we do this to the quarterbacks. All right. Number 5, Lamar Jackson. All right. Lamar Jackson clearly took a step back this year. It could be injuries, whatever it is. But if he does not return to a mobile quarterback, if he doesn't turn back to Houdini, then this is going to be a problem because I don't think he is that great. Just let me sit in the pocket and try to throw touchdowns. The reason why he has been so successful is because defenses fear his legs. So therefore, things are wide open. Jerrick, how many times do you look at me and say, why are these Ravens receivers wide open? Why are these Ravens tight ends wide open? It's because you're worried about Lamar's legs. If he stopped running, that's going to change. And it's going to be a problem. All right. Number 4, I still got Jalen Hurts. All right. Jalen Hurts this year, people are complaining about how he didn't look that good. He was not that good. He had the same amount of passing touchdowns as Josh Allen. 400 passing yards less than Josh Allen. Mind you, he played one less game than Josh Allen. Mind you, one of the games he played against the Raiders, he got taken out at halftime. I know it for a fact because I had him on my fantasy team. Right. So we got to stop just disrespecting this man for no reason. He's putting up the same numbers as these quarterbacks who Rell said is the best player in the league. But people don't want to give him credit. All right, number 3, Stafford. Look, Stafford led the league in passing yards, touchdowns, won MVP, got to the NFC Championship. I got to give him credit for that. All right. And he was an honorable mention last year when I did my top 5. He was number 6. Now he's number 3. So great year for Stafford. Allen at number 2 for obvious reasons. Rell has a great argument. I think that you can make the argument he's the best player in the league, but I don't think he's the best quarterback in the league. It's weird. It's weird. Like I think he is low-key the best player in the league, but I don't think he's the best quarterback in the league because Mahomes just has the success that no other quarterback has in this league. And he does it consistently. And I get it. This year was a down year. But like I said, I'll keep poking the bear and y'all gonna get bit. I'm telling you that right now. So you might want to leave that man alone and let the Chiefs kind of continue to be good, but not too great. But if you keep on talking about him, he gonna be a problem next year. All right. So that is my top 10. So I have a question for both of y'all. Why didn't both of y'all have Justin Herbert in y'all top 10? Make sure I'm just no, Jerrick, you did, but Rell, you did, correct?
For surely.
Okay, tell me why Justin Herbert is top 10. Like, tell me more. I don't think he is. If somebody came to you and said Justin Herbert is not a top 10 quarterback, what would be your response?
Yeah, I'm gonna say the kid is it. Like, in terms of like making every single throw in the league, he can make every single throw. Like elite. Completion percentage is extremely high. A couple years ago, he lost Keenan Allen. He lost Mike Williams. Everybody thought, for sure, Justin Allen's going. I mean, Justin Herbert's going down. He lost Austin Eckler too. Lost everybody.
Yep.
Still
to playoffs.
Still coming good. Elite quarterback. Still elite. Like regardless of what he's done in the playoffs, like he's still a really good regular season player. Like from week 1 to week 17, you got an overly game plan for Justin Herbert because he's going to stretch your defense for sure. And so another reason why, like, both of you guys had young quarterbacks in there. I want to say Jerrick had Caleb Williams in there. You had Drake May in there. Did you guys have any other young quarterbacks in there?
It was just Drake and Caleb.
Okay, I can agree to Caleb Williams. I can agree to that. And hey, Drake May maybe next year, but this is why I say this. Okay, just listen to me. Just hear me out. It's no hate to Drake May at all. Like I've been telling you guys all season, these young guys, whenever somebody says, oh, yeah, he the best receiver in the league, he the best running back, he the best quarterback, I got to see it consistently. I just have to see it consistently. Just let me see it 2 years in a row. Justin Herbert, I've seen that guy be elite since he came in the league. So it's been about 6 years I've seen him be elite. So that's why he's in my top 10. He's going to stay in my top 10 until I see one of these young quarterbacks like Jaden Daniels, Drake May, or Caleb Williams come and be elite for 2 years. Jerrick, you have a very strong argument. Let me tell you something you probably don't even know. Caleb Williams, in his 2 years, 50 touchdowns and 13 INTs. I'm cool with that guy being in the top 10. For 2 years, he showed me, okay, I'm a highlight reel player, and my stats were there. I don't turn the ball over, and I can score the ball. 50 touchdowns, crazy in 2 years. Okay, moving on. Jaden Daniels, he didn't play last season for real. 41 touchdowns, 12 INTs. Really good player. Really, really good player. A really good year 1. I didn't really see anything year 2. If he would have had a good year 2, he's in my top 10 automatically. Drake May, really good year 2, terrible year 1. He's 46 and 18. You know what I'm saying? I just got to see it consistently. If I see it consistently, let Drake May do let him just have some top 10 numbers next year. He's in my top 10. Let Jaden Daniels do some top 10 things. He's in my top 10. Caleb Williams, I think Caleb Williams is more on my edge at 11 than Jared Goff. A lot of these other guys in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like Caleb Williams right on my edge.
But you Brock Purdy. Like Brock Purdy. You think
I seen Brock Purdy do it. I want to say I seen him throw like 30 and 12. I want to say that was like his best season. I just haven't seen it a better season after that. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen a back-to-back season where it was really good. I want to say he threw like 33 and 12. Then he threw like 20 and 10. Then he threw like 20 and 10 this year. You know what I'm saying? That's not elite. That's not top 10. Like, you go look at Jordan Love's stats. Elite. Like, elite. Go look at Sam Darnold's stats the past 2 years. Elite. Dak Prescott, you both y'all said elite when he plays.
Yep.
But go ahead, Jared. Go ahead. Let me hear your argument. Go ahead. My bad.
Jared, why is Justin Herbert not top 10 in your eyes?
When I look at there's a lot of factors you take into top 10. Of course, I take talent, and if we were talking strictly talent,
yeah,
most definitely he might even be top 5. Like, that's how talented he is.
Yeah, no doubt.
When I look at my top 10 QBs, like I said, it's a combination of your talent, your ability to win games, and then your playoff success. And like when it comes to like when you look at he won't be over Dak Prescott. He might be like 11, 12, but he won't be over Dak Prescott because Dak Prescott does the same. Like Dak Prescott puts up better stats than him. He's not better talent than him. He puts up better stats than them. They both do the same thing in the playoffs. I can't put you over Dak Prescott. I can't put you over Drake May and Caleb Williams. They're young guys like you, but they've won games in the playoffs. They've had playoff success. I can't put you over Sam Darnold, although you're more talented than him. You didn't have better stats than him the past 2 years, and he just won a Super Bowl. I can't put you over these guys that have proven that they either put up better stats than you or they win the games when you can't. So I just can't put him in my top 10. I'm sorry, I just can't.
Yeah, for me, at some point, the talent has to equal production at some point. Like, it's cool, playoff appearances. Like, I give people credit for making the playoffs. Making the postseason to me is a flex. Only, if I'm not mistaken, 14 teams make the playoffs. There's 32 teams in the league. So the fact that you was the final 14, I give you credit for that. But then what do you do in the playoffs? For me, for example, I've seen Brock Purdy be successful in the playoffs. I had Dak Prescott ahead of Brock Purdy because peak for peak, who y'all taking, Dak or Brock Purdy? Right? And I think it's a little gap right there when you talk about peak for peak, and I'm taking Dak Prescott. So for my top 10, I'm a QB wins guy. So if you show me you can win and you consistently win, you're going to be high on my list, period, point blank. But I also have to factor in talent. I also have to factor in peak. Like I said, Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott, perfect example. Brock has a success. Dak doesn't. But Brock, to me, talent-wise, I'm going to take Dak Prescott peak for peak. I think Dak definitely is better. Same with Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold just won a Super Bowl. I'm not going to put him over Lamar Jackson. I'm not going to put him over Dak Prescott because I just think peak for peak, he just can't even compete with them.
We can't put him over Dak.
I cannot put him over Dak. No, I can't.
Why not?
Because once again, I think the peak for peak is such a big gap. There's a big gap there. I'm going to give you the edge. I just have to.
Yeah. Okay. You say there's a big gap in peak for peak, but when you look at the numbers in the past 2 years, they're up there. Sam Darnold.
We also have to factor in, but Dak played 8 games last year, so we got to.
This year,
huh?
This year, look at the numbers. This year, they're pretty close.
This year, he had 30 passing touchdowns. I'm assuming that Sam Darnold. I don't have the number on me right now.
I have the QB stats put up right here. This year, why did it go away? It's okay.
I got you right here at 25.
Sam Darnold had 25.
Yes, and Dak what's the name had Dak had 30. And then, but like, for example, Dak has a season with 37 touchdowns, a season with 36 touchdowns, right? A season with, he didn't have 5,000 yards? No, he did not. But like I said, 37 touchdowns, 36 touchdowns. Like, I just can't see Sam Darnold being in the 30s consistently.
Sam Darnold had 35 touchdowns last year.
Yes, but like I said, I just named 4 years Dak Prescott had 30 or more.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? I also have to factor in the fact that Sam Darnold, he's been in the league so long, and now you just now kind of coming along, right? So it kind of, I can't disrespect Dak like that. Like, I think Dak in the regular season is one of them ones for sure.
For sure.
So you're kind of
downplaying the Super Bowl now. This
I'm
Super
not.
Bowl is
No,
a
no,
big.
because
That's a
Super
big
Bowl
weight.
put Sam Darnold going into this season. Out of all the starting quarterbacks, all of us had him bottom 4 at least.
Whoa.
Right?
No.
Why not?
Look at the year he just had last year.
But who? But wait, I'm confused. What quarterbacks did you have? Did you have him above going into the season?
Going into this season, I had him above Kyler Murray. I had him above whoever the Giants quarterback was.
Jackson Darby, yeah.
Going into the
Russell
season,
Wilson is starting.
Going into this season, I had him above Bryce Young. I had him above Michael Penix Jr.
Above the Saints quarterback.
Let's not get it wrong, Spencer Rattler. Let's not say
okay. So by default,
he was in the middle. He was like a 18 guy. Like
I say bottom. Gotta be bottom 10 for sure.
No. After the year he had last year, you could put him in bottom 10.
You said he wasn't going to start the whole entire season.
I said that because I did say that because of the fact that they drafted a quarterback. If you draft a quarterback, that means that if your quarterback isn't producing and putting up wins,
you're going to
take a chance. I thought he wasn't. He just had 2 back-to-back 14-win seasons.
No.
Nobody's done this but Brady.
This argument is going into this year.
Yes.
You did not have him top 22. There's no way because you just told me midway through your bold prediction was he was gonna be so bad.
That was my bold prediction because I thought that this team was gonna lose games, and when you lose games and you've drafted a quarterback, if you're losing games and you're about to be out the playoff race, you try to make something shake. That's what I thought was gonna happen this year. But don't get me wrong, I still had him at about 18 in that range. Coming off of last year, there's so many quarterbacks in the league that just aren't good, quite frankly. Like Tua is almost dead last.
Okay, of course he's over Tua. I mean, that's not a debate. I would say going into this year, he's definitely over Tua. He was definitely over Bryce Young. You can say the rookie quarterbacks like Jackson Dart, but Russell Wilson really started, right? He was over the Saints quarterback situation, right? So that's kind of by default. Like, it's not because you're good, Sam. It's because these guys are just way worse. You see what I'm saying? But now I took you out of that conversation. Your Super Bowl win has jumped you to top 10. He made the biggest jump this year for me because of that ring. So I am valuing the Super Bowl. I just can't, from what I've seen with Dak Prescott on a statistical and a talent basis, I can't let that ring just trump you over. Because that's the case that Sam Darnold should be over Josh Allen. Why not? In that case.
No, because like I said, that's just whenever it comes to just talent, that guy's an MVP. That guy is like, there's no debate about it when it comes to Josh Allen. But I don't see how if you swap places with Sam Darnold and Dak Prescott, what's the difference?
What is it? I think the Seahawks offense elevates, I believe. So
they will win the Super Bowl this year, right?
I can't even say that. See, and that's the one thing. So I'm glad you said that. I can't. One thing that we do, and where I want you to hear this out. We keep saying if you put this guy in this situation, could they get the job done? We cannot do that because in your situation, you're the reason why y'all losing games. Like Dak Prescott, for example. We talk about him in the playoffs, turn the ball over. Sam Darnold did not turn the ball over.
Did not turn the ball over, not once.
So if I switch those two, I can't say the Seahawks will be in the Super Bowl because Dak Prescott turns the ball over. Same with, for example, somebody said Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts. Switch them. I don't know. Lamar plays worse in the playoffs. I cannot say he's going to go to Philly and have the same success. So I'm glad you brought that argument up because I hate when we do this flip-flopping mess. You cannot do that. Because Logan told me this. He said, hey, if I switch Joe Burrow and Drake May, what's the results? Okay. With Drake, why can't he be even better with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins? Like, why can't he be even better with them? Right? Joe coming to New England. I've never seen Joe Burrow without Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. So I don't know if Joe can go to New England and be as good as Drake May was this year. I don't know that. Like, to me, that's a legit argument, right? But I'm glad you said that. By that whole switching mess, I really don't like that argument. I really don't. But that Super Bowl ring elevated Sam to top 10 for me. And then last but not least, because we kind of spend too much time on this, Joe Burrow. Jerry, you had him at 5. Rell, you had him at 2, I believe, or 3. 2 or 3.
He had him above Patrick Mahomes.
2 and 5. Why is Joe Burrow still top 5 for y'all? It's almost, I feel like the world, and it's not just y'all. Everybody is like reserving a spot for Joe because of circumstance, because of situation. We got to make this top 10 based on what we're seeing. And what I'm seeing is you haven't been in the playoffs since 2022, bro. Like it has to count for something. So tell me, why can't I argue Joe Burrow is not top 5? So tell me why I cannot argue that he's not top 5.
Yeah, and that kind of makes me mad that you said that, and then
Yeah,
said the same thing
awesome.
about Dak. Because just to go back, I want to say Dak Prescott has been to the playoffs maybe 5 times.
Yep.
Right. Y'all both had him top 8, right? Somewhere around there.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
For me.
But below Joe though. But keep going.
He's been there 5 times. Okay, Justin Herbert's been there 4 times already. Dak Prescott's been in the league way longer, right? Okay, why aren't we glorifying Justin Herbert for consistently making the playoffs, but he's not that flashy with it, right? He's not that flashy. He's just getting to the playoffs, I guess. Joe Burrow has been to the Super Bowl. Elite quarterback. Whenever the Bengals, every single year, top 5 offense, top 3 offense, elite offense. The offense is never, ever, 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 ever the problem. No matter how many times y'all talk about the O-line being so bad, no matter how many times I talk about the O-line being so bad, the offense is still elite. Joe Burrow is still elite, so that's why he's still in my top 2 for sure. When it comes to talent, when it comes to winning, getting to a Super Bowl year or 2, like that kid knows how to play football. He knows, like, the talent gap for Joe Burrow is just up here when it comes to a lot of these guys, and like in terms of throwing the football, dissecting the defense, and all that. So that's why I got him up there. And I feel like if you're gonna this blemish, he hasn't been to the playoffs since 2022.
Yep,
it's not his fault. 1,000% not his fault.
It's not, and I'm not even gonna say it's his fault. Like it is the organization from top to bottom is sloppy. Period. But I just feel like we cannot hold him. I'm not saying he's not top 10, and I put him right outside the top 5. But we can't just hold this spot for him because we've seen him do good things. Like last year, he had that great season and did not make the playoffs. I get it. The defense was bad. I understand that. But like I said earlier, we punished Sam Darnold because his defense was good. And we don't give him credit. So y'all want Joe Burrow to have a good defense, correct? But the quarterbacks that do have good defenses, God don't give them credit. So I feel like we pick and choose who we want to say, oh, this guy doesn't have this. Like I feel like we cannot do that. But go ahead, keep going, Rell.
He also elevates play. Really, really elite elevates play. Like that's another thing I would say. When Joe Burrow's in the lineup, Super Bowl expectations. Joe Burrow's not in the lineup.
100%.
It's like, oh well.
100%.
And that's the difference that makes him a top 3 quarterback to a top. That's the difference, point blank, period, right there. But I just have to go back. To, like, I feel you. You say he's not making the playoffs, and it's his fault. He has no defense. He still got to get to the playoffs regardless. He did it year 2. Why can't you do it in year 8? I get that. I get what you're saying. Why? How do we not put Justin Herbert top 10 then? If what you're arguing is what you're saying with Joe Burrow, he's not winning. I understand.
Yep.
What's up with Justin Herbert? How can we put Dak there? And I just told you the amount of times Dak's been to the playoffs compared to Justin Herbert. Talk to me, Jerry. You talk to me too after your brother. Talk to both of y'all. I just
with Herbert, to me, I just don't like how we talk about the talent so much. But then when he gets to the playoffs, like lose a game without it being your fault. That's all I want you to do. If he would have lost these games and had good performances, then I'm cool with that. But your 3 losses are like, oh my God, losses. Your first loss, you blew a 20-something point lead to Jacksonville in the first loss. You can say it's defense too, because defense stopped playing defense, well, the offense stopped scoring too. So it goes both ways. Then the next time you was in the playoffs, you threw 4 interceptions against the Texans defense. Like, that's a very bad showing. Then this past year, I get the O-line was beat up, and I didn't even blame him that much. But he still had a bad game. Like, I see 3 playoff appearances with 3 terrible performances, or 3 bad performances at least. So that to me is why I get it. Elite talent wise, he's top 5, like Jerrick said. But at some point, I gotta see it add up a little bit. Say Dak Prescott won a playoff game against his first year, I believe, and then he lost to the Packers, if I'm not mistaken. No. He lost to the Packers in the divisional round because he had the first round bye. It was number 1 seed that year. He beat the Rams, I want to say, with Aaron Donald 1 year, and then 1 year he beat Tom Brady. So at least Dak has a couple wins under his belt, right? Justin Herbert is 3 appearances, 3 losses. Jerrick, go ahead.
It's like you said, it's bad, but it's also like, look at the numbers. Like, we talk about Justin Herbert's talent all we want, but his numbers don't like equate it. And yes, he's in a system that likes to run the ball a lot, but like over the past few years, his numbers haven't been like what they should be for his talent. We should see him putting up Josh Allen numbers, but he's not. And Like Dak Prescott has the better numbers almost every single year, and like we said, Dak Prescott has a couple of wins under his belt, and Justin Herbert just doesn't. So that leaves Justin Herbert out and allows Dak Prescott to be in there.
And then the Joe Burrow part, Jared.
Joe Burrow. This is you saying why is he still so high?
Why is he top 5? I just put him at 6. So it's not like I made him go to 11 or 10. I just said he can't be top 5. But go ahead.
Yeah, I have him at 5, and just because whenever he's every single Sunday when Joe Burrow is active and in the lineup, when he steps on the field, there's like almost every single time he's the best quarterback on the field.
Yep.
Almost every single, and that's just what it comes down to. Like he has the talent. He's shown the talent since day one consistently. He hasn't fallen off in terms of talent. He hasn't fallen off in terms of numbers. Only thing that he's fallen off in terms of is his health. And that's something
that's a problem too. Availability.
The best ability is availability.
Yes.
But when he is available,
yes,
he's just like you would even say when he's available, he's better than Hurts. You would say that.
Peak for peak, he's better than Hurts, 100%.
Yes.
No, like Joe Burrow's best game versus Hurts' best game. I'm taking Joe Burrow all day long.
Joe Burrow's best game versus Matthew Stafford's best game. It's about what's what.
It's about what's what. Yeah.
Joe Burrow's best game versus Lamar Jackson's best game. He has a better best game than Lamar Jackson does. His peak on a. Of course, Lamar Jackson gonna run the ball. But
yeah,
when it comes to just
that's why Rell made that face. Yeah.
Strictly passing, strictly just throwing the football.
Oh, strictly throwing. Joe Burrow's top.
He's just miles away. Like it's not even close. Josh Allen peak for peak. His game is close to a Josh Allen peak for peak game. A Mahomes peak for peak. Yeah, if you go look at the stats.
I say Mahomes peak for peak. I don't know about Josh Allen.
Yeah, I'll say Mahomes, but Josh Allen peak for peak. Nobody can match him.
Joe Burrow has a game where he put up better numbers than a Josh Allen crazy game. The only difference is he's not gonna run the ball. That's the only difference.
We got to kind of consider it a little bit.
I will consider it, but at the end of the day, one of his top games, even when you have other guys that run the ball, he's still putting up those. He's putting up like 5 touchdowns, 40 passing yards. That's his best game, and that still equates to these guys throwing and running the football. Like that's just what he does. And when I look at that, that's a guy that can be top 5 in my book.
Like just to kind of give you, because I think Josh Allen had one of them games this year, and this is the peak that I'm talking about. Josh has a game where, if I can find it, where is it? He had 3 passing touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns. He has 6 combined touchdowns over 300 passing yards. Like Joe kind of gets eliminated because he can't give the 3 rushing touchdowns, but he can give 5 passing touchdowns, right? So it's kind of, it's just ability comes into play when it comes to peak for peak as well.
You saw it last year. Joe Burrow threw 525 yards and 4 touchdowns. Like that's this guy's peak.
Yes, and I just said 300 yards with 3 rushing touchdowns and 3 passing touchdowns. So it's like, yes, they're close, but I'm gonna take Allen. Is what me and Rell saying. We're not saying it's like a big old gap. I just think that peak for peak, I don't think nobody can rock with Josh. That's just me. And that's why Josh is also number 2 on my list. But just to finish this out, availability, playoff appearances has been a problem for Joe. It's cool. Y'all can tell me all y'all want. It's been, his O-line, it's been the defense. But I just think it's unfair when we make excuses for Joe. But quarterbacks that have good defenses and good O-lines, we deduct from them. It kind of go back to what I said earlier. We live in this fantasy world where a quarterback gonna drag a bad team to the Super Bowl. It's not gonna happen. It's just not. We're punishing Jay Hurts for having a good GM. We're giving Joe Burrow credit for having a bad GM. Like, how is that fair to me? I don't understand.
They
This is a
feeling like
conversation
it's
that I
over.
would
Leave
never.
a comment
But
down below. Yo.